Hey, what's up, you wrestling fanatics and friends? You're listening to the True Wrestling Podcast, 70 something. Thanks for tuning in. Today I had a conversation with New Jersey wrestler, former Ohio State wrestler, future Rider University wrestler, Quinn Kinner. Quinn's a two-time New Jersey State champion for Kingsway. He recently transferred from Ohio State to Rider. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Adidas Wrestling. They rock. You can check them out at adidaswrestling.com and at Adidas Wrestling on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at TrueWrestler1. You can follow Quinn at Quinn underscore Kinner, Kinner. Without further delay, here is our conversation. Here with New Jersey wrestler Quinn Kinner. Quinn recently transferred from Ohio State to Rider. Can you, well, first of all, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks for
Appreciate it. It's been a few weeks since the transfer, at least to my knowledge. Can you tell me a little bit about the decision behind, coming back to Jersey?
Yeah, honestly, no, not like a ton of decision making went into it. Like, it was pretty easy. I just came home, and I thought about transferring out before, like, that whole season where I kind of just stayed and didn't wrestle, and I was just working on, like, paying for school and doing a bunch of different stuff. It was a mess, kind of, but I really loved, like, Ohio. I loved my friends there. I wanted to stay with them. Just didn't end up working out. And then I came home. I had talked to Ryder before then. I love Bedleon. I love Hanji. I love those guys. Obviously, it's close to home. And so, like, that was just a perfect fit. I had talked to them even before I committed to Ohio State, too. I know Chad Walsh real well. And so once I got home and, like, knew I was leaving, it was basically just, like, Hanji hit me up. We talked for a couple days and then went from there. I started training, working out, talking to Bedleon, and then he was just like, "Hey, would you like to come here?" And I said, "Yeah, 100%." So we went from there. Been working out with the guys a lot. I'm excited, looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, the process wasn't too crazy. It was pretty simple. It was just really only one team I talked to at that point.
When you picked Ohio State, who were your second and third choices?
Honestly, I didn't really have. I mean, I was pretty committed to NC State at one point, but that whole process, crazy. Like, you want to talk about how this process was easy? That process was polar opposite. That process was, my older brother had gone to NC State. He wasn't getting a bunch of money. They had offered me a full ride, and then the way the full ride works, you make like a little bit extra money for like living expenses. And so I was going to be able to use that money towards Trace. And so that was, like, really beneficial for my parents. My parents really loved that idea. They loved the school. Trace was there. So it was just, like, perfect fit in their mind. But I had met Jaggers, Coach Ryan, Nathan Tomasello, and Johnny DeJulius. They came to our club my freshman year. And after that, I was just an Ohio State guy. Like, I wanted to go there. It was locked in for me. And so, I mean, like, once I committed to NC State to help my family, basically, I was just, like, I was kind of upset about it. I mean, I was, like, looking forward to NC State. I don't want to sound like I'm being disrespectful towards them, but, like, I just had the goal my whole life leading up to Ohio State. And then Trace left, and the coach that I had a great relationship with, Coach Beasley, left. And I talked to my parents, and I was like, I mean, like, I've been praying about this. This really feels like God, basically, saying, like. And then so I just kind of reopened my commitment and went to Ohio State. But that was just like, I had seen Miles go there. Martin, I had a close relationship with him growing up at Seagulls and stuff. I had seen Sal, a guy who had gone to the same club as me, go there. I had a really close relationship with him. So, like, Ohio State was kind of just, like, tunnel vision for that one. But I did, as I said, I talked to Ryder. I talked to NC State. I love those schools. They're amazing schools. And, like, I had thought about it, but Ohio State was kind of just my dream.
Gotcha. Now, I want to parse some of this stuff out. Transition from high school to college, and you're a four-time state medalist, two-time New Jersey state champ. New Jersey is one of the toughest wrestling states in the country. If you go back and give yourself any advice to prepare you to compete at Ohio State in the Big Ten. Do you have anything you'd tell yourself right now?
That's actually really funny because I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, what would I tell myself or somebody going into that situation? And I guess it would just be like something that I'm trying to teach myself right now. Like, I'm trying to really lock in on this, but just like greatness is a decision every day. Like, if you want to be great at anything, you have to make that decision every single day in everything you do, because that's something I struggled with. Like, I'll do little things wrong, and in high school I kind of got away with it because I was really working hard at my craft, and I was like performing well and this and that. College, like I was with Joey McKenna. I was right away. I was with Micah Jordan, Kyle Snyder, Nathan Tomasello, Logan Seaver. Like, I saw what is like greatness is a choice. Every single day, every decision they made, every action they took was like destining them for Olympic gold, world gold, NCAA titles, and that's just something that I've kind of been trying to focus on recently more so. Just like every time you make a decision, that's a decision like if you're going to be great or not.
All right, so you said you made some small decisions that weren't helping you. Can you give us some examples? Is it weight? Is it parties? Is it girls? Is it friends?
I just think I wasn't great in school. I didn't like the stress, like just stressors for me. I would run away from it more so than going after it. So like if I was stressed about a big test coming up, I would just like kind of go away from the stress and not think about it, rather than be like, all right, I got to really lock down, study for this. Practices is if I'm having a bad week of practice, I'd more so get on myself rather than being like, all right, I got to go in and really get tough here, like just kind of dig deep. Same thing with weight cutting, 33. I didn't do that as well as I could. I mean, that was terrible. That was brutal. But I could have put a little bit more into that. It was just the small things, everyday life, like what I was eating, like those things. Those are all decisions. How great you're gonna be.
So you feel like that's changed with some maturity or some, I don't know, experience?
Um, Failures.
Okay.
And I wouldn't even say. I mean, everybody still has growth, right? Like I still can get better at it. I can get better at making every small decision great. Everybody has little setbacks. It's not something I'm like trying to be like, oh, I'm going to be perfect in every decision I make. But why, especially like watching the Olympics, you see like, okay, these guys, they didn't wake up one day and just decide I'm being an Olympic champ, and like that was it. That was just what happened. They just won the Olympics. No, like they decided they were going to be an Olympic champ every day, every hour for like the last 4 or 5 years. So that was just kind of like something that's just been dawning on me a lot. Trying to go into every single day, wake up, first thing in your mind is like, all right, I'm going to be great today. So, I don't know, it's just like a mind change. It just kind of give advice to those younger guys and be like, listen, like, it's gonna be hard work, but...
Hey, if you're enjoying the interview with Q, go to the Rockfin channel, True Wrestling, and listen to the remainder of it.